Hey, it's your boy Jayhardcore, Hardcore Boxing News, bringing you what's happening in the world of boxing today. Hope everybody's doing well this weekend. Definitely because it's fight week. We got a lot of good fights coming on this weekend, and we'll talk about that later. But our main topic right now is PBC going broke? There's been a lot of buzz about this recently, and the reason why is because a lot of fighters have been abandoning ship. Well, I wouldn't even say a lot, but anything that PBC does, you're going to hear a lot of flack about it. So let's just jump right in there. PBC, I think, was founded back in 2015, 2016, and it was founded by Al Heyman. And if you don't know who Al Heyman has been in the music industry as a promoter, and then he jumped into the boxing industry as well. He was known to do like the Budweiser Superfest, and which was huge. I heard he promoted Beyonce and a lot of different other top people in the industry. Uh, Al Heyman had a brother named Bobby Heyman, and he was actually a boxer and actually fought Sugar Ray Leonard. What Al didn't like was how his brother was being moved. I mean, they were just kind of using him as they needed him and putting him in fights that he wasn't ready for yet, which really made him end up having a short career. So Al Heyman started the PBC group to be able to help boxers have a better career, make more money, and not be used by the promoters. Because Al Heyman, he is not a promoter. He is considered what they say a advisor or manager. He is not a promoter. And that was when he first came out, that was one of the biggest problems that people like Top Rank and Golden Boy had. They said that Heyman was acting as a promoter and manager. And, that's against what they started the Ali Act for, whereas you couldn't do both. You could be a promoter or you could be a manager, but you couldn't act as both because that was just a breach of business. So Top Rank and Golden Boy took PBC Al Heyman to court about this. They were saying that he was acting as a promoter and as a manager, and it went to court. Top Rank, they end up settling in 2016 with in the courts. I'm not sure what the outcome was with it, but Golden Boy case got dismissed because they just didn't give enough information or proof to show that Al Heyman was doing these particular things. Okay, so they moved on. Al Heyman moved on with the PBC program and made a big splash. He started getting all the fighters started flocking to Al Heyman. And the reason why, they were saying that Al Heyman was paying top dollar. You know what I mean? I mean, people were making $1 million per fight. And only time you was getting $1 million per fight back in the day is if you drawed the Floyd Mayweather ticket. So people were flocking to PBC. People like Adrian Broner. You had Deontay Wilder. You had Andre Berto. You had Vernon Forrest. You had Floyd Mayweather. And the list goes on. I mean, if you look up how many people that are actually down with the PBC program, it's a lot, okay? So a lot of the other promotion companies had to step up, to be truthfully honest. The reason why is because people was like, why should I be with you when PBC is paying all this money? So Matchroom Boxing and Golden Boy and Top Rank and all these other companies had to step their game up because Al Heyman was putting out top dollar. And if you can remember, every time somebody had a fight, and after the fight, and they gave them the mic, the first thing they said is, I want to say thank you to Al Heyman. So, I mean, that was just big promotion back then because everybody was like, why is everybody thanking this guy, Al Heyman? Al Heyman this, Al Heyman that, Al Heyman this. So boxers was flocking to Al Heyman PBC program. And when he first came out, they were talking about how they were going to bring back boxing to regular television, like how it was back in the 70s and the 80s and in the beginning of the 90s, where you could watch boxing on NBC. You can watch boxing on CBS, ABC, ESPN, and all that stuff. You could get boxing all the time back then and watch it for free. So that's what PBC said they wanted to bring back. So they started negotiating contracts with NBC, ABC, Fox, F1, and all that, and Spike TV and Bounce. And we were getting some free fights. But that didn't last too long. Next thing you know, we were back to the pay-per-view model, you know. But as we move on, you know, fighters have been making a lot of money with PBC. But as of recently, kicking off with Agent Broner was like, you know, he wasn't getting his money on time, this, that, and the third. He wasn't fighting enough and things of that nature. So, you know, that started a little fire. You know, and next thing you know, you got a Wilder saying that he's always been a free agent. Okay, because everybody that's with PBC supposed to be just a manager, and the company uses other promoters to promote their fights. Okay, so because keep in mind, Al Heyman is not a promoter. So he has to use other companies like Mayweather Promotion, TGB, and all that types of different companies to promote their fights. Okay, so all of their fighters are with don't have promoters. That's how it's, you know. And when Al Heyman and them do fights, they use a promoter, a subcontractor promoter, to do their fights and everything. So, but recently Wilder said that he's willing to do business with anybody. And just today, we had Andy Ruiz saying that his father said that they no longer have a contract with Al Heyman or anything like that. So lately, people been jumping ship and everybody's been saying PBC must be going broke. Another reason why people are complaining, because we haven't been getting a lot of fights from PBC. And a lot of the fighters have been on the shelf. They're only fighting once a year, maybe twice a year. But to fight 3 times a year, unheard of. So people saying, well, you know, they must be going broke. They done gave out so much money. But you know what? Fighters leave companies all the time. You know, they leave Top Rank. I mean, Berlanga just left Top Rank. You know what I mean? They leave these companies all the time. Nobody's going to be always satisfied. But it just seems like when PBC, anything that happens with PBC, it's going to automatically be big news. You know what I mean? Now, Al Heyman, that's like what's that? Sauce Kaiser. The man has never been seen. But if you want to see him, you can go through my YouTube page and scroll through. And there's actually a video of him and Broner in there that I took like 9 years ago. So check that out. But getting back to it, you know, me personally, I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I just feel, though, that a few people want to fight more. I think the reason why people are jumping ship because they're not getting enough slots. They want to fight more than just once a year. They want to get multiple paychecks and not just one check per year. Al Heyman's has so many actual boxers on his roster, me personally, I just don't see how he's able to give people, all his fighters, 2 and 3 fights a year. So I think that's really what the problem is, more than about the company is going broke. But only PBC knows if they're going broke or not. But that's my take on what I feel about PBC. I love their program. Some of my favorite boxers are on their platform. So I do hope that they do well and figure out how they can allow all their boxers to be able to be seen and get paid. Because, I mean, these folks got to eat. And if they sitting on the shelf, they not eating. But the bill man is still asking for their money. So PBC, you got to figure this out, man. Get these people paid, man. You know. But one thing I do like about the PBC program is that they supposed to only charge their fighters 10% for being an advisor, you know, opposed to a lot of promoters that charge anywhere from 25 to 35% out of their check off the top, you know what I mean? So I'd rather get 10% or 15% taken out of my check than 35%. And, you know, I'm the one getting hit in my head, you know what I mean? And suffering all this pain and all this working out and everything. And you take 35% of my check and I still got to pay my manager. I still got to pay my trainers. I still got to pay my sparring partners. I still got to pay the tax man. So give me 10% all day. But listen, moving on real quick. This weekend, we got Jake Paul against Tommy Fury. Oh man, this is a tough one. But going by Tommy Fury last fight, man, I'm gonna have to go with Jake Paul on this particular one. I think Jake Paul has really done took this game seriously, and he's there to be a winner, man. So that's my pick on that one. Next, we got Subriel Matias, and he's fighting Ponce. And my pick for that particular one, I'm going with Mateus. I'm going with Mateus. And the undercard, we got Jamal James against Alberto Palmeta. Jamal is coming off a loss, and he has a lot to prove in this particular fight, to be truthfully honest. But this time I'm going with the underdog. I'm going to go with Palmeta. I feel, though, that he is the hungrier fighter. He's been fighting. Jamal James, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't fought in a while, so he's going to have some ring rust. So I'm going with the underdog in that particular fight. And that's pretty much all I got for you all this weekend. I will talk to you all Sunday once we have the winners of all these fights this weekend. Oh, this Saturday, myself and Jay Smooth of Mill City Boxing, we're going to be actually doing live commentating on the fights this weekend on my YouTube page, and I believe we're going to be doing it on Jay Smooth as well. So it's going to be a dual collaboration. So make sure you check that out as well. Well, hey, this is your boy, Jayhardcore, of Hardcore Boxing News, and I'm out of here.